Hey, family. Welcome back to the channel. Yihud, I'm Kowach. It means union with power. And it's from the Essene tree of life, so you can call it the branch force of power. But we're going to go a few places before we read it, because what we have in chapter 61, we're still reading out of this chapter 61, a sermon by Yahshua, Introduction to Essene Yoga. And we got pretty far. But there's other places in this Megillah where Yahshua talked about this branch force of power. And the reason I'm showing the stars is because we're going to read from chapter 62 right quick, where he does tell us that the contemplation for the branch force of power is stars. So we're going to read that real quick, and then I want to read something from the Lady Christ about Yah consciousness. I'm going to read out of chapter 62 real quick, verse 91. Yahshua said, "The symbol for contemplation of the branch force of power is stars. Lo, a star is a bridge between the spiritual and physical realms, which is to say, a bridge between the branch forces and root forces that directly enable spiritual power to be translated into physical power. That is why the spiritual branch of power is directly related to the physical root force of sun in the symbolic drawing of the Essene tree of life. But keep in mind that the branch of power is not limited to just one star we call our sun, but moves from the spiritual realms to the physical realms to expand creation through every star of the heavens, every past, present, and future star. Whereas the root force of sun deals particularly with our local star and does so from the perspective of a human being interacting with the terrestrial force that we call sunshine. The stars of the heavens are at the still center within each, doorways from the created physical realms into the spiritual realms. And human souls are living sparks of the same on a smaller scale, being microcosmic stars. Each microcosmic star is always directly related to, as to a blood relative, all other stars." So verse 97 says, the concept for contemplation of the branch force of power is the ultimate expansive power that is the creative power birthed by the nod of wisdom to love. That nod being the highest wisdom, that is the sperm that results in the pregnancy of love with wisdom's child, power, a child also called creation, and well exemplified by the stars of the heavens. Yahshua says here, it is also helpful to sometimes contemplate how you have previously in the past used your personal power, your own inner star power for good or bad, and most importantly, how you intend to use it from this moment on into the future. Honestly acknowledging any previous misuses of your power so as to receive forgiveness and ascend on the spiral ladder of the branch of power in spiritual well-being. He says spiritual well-being is ever expanding, Sat Chit Ananda, which is the ultimate purpose of creation and creative power. He says, end that review of your own use of power with an affirmation, an enchantment. 2, henceforth, use your various forms of personal power in wise and loving ways as taught by the parents of the highest power, supernal love, and supernal wisdom. Chapter 51, the first sermon of the Magdalene on Essene Tantra, where the Lady Christ is explaining to Sita and some of the other sisters Yah consciousness. This is what the Lady Christ told us. Yah consciousness is the ecstatic living experience that is rooted in the awareness of what is always true, but not always realized. We are always centered in Yah. She says here, we are always truly in union with the All. All are within the widest circle, that is universal Yahweh, called the All. Although all beings are truly always in union, behold, many beings are not in conscious experiential union. And so that's what this whole Nasarean religion is all about, is to come into conscious experiential union. Because these forces that we're learning about, we're always connected to them. We wouldn't exist without them, everything. And so let's just get over to where we were at in chapter 61, and then we'll talk a little more at the end if we have a chance. Okay, so verse 450, Yihud I'm Kowach, union with power, is called power yoga. Physical exercises of all kinds through which we cultivate the power of our body in motion are one part of power yoga. Those exercises can include the martial art movements of Zahyen. After all, the founder of Zahyen in this world, Judah, ascended and became the chief messenger angel of the branch of power of the Essene tree of life in this world. Power yoga exercises can include the lifting of weights to build muscle in the manner of Roman soldiers, but for different reasons. Our reasons are to build a strong body in order to better serve Jaja in the field of physical activity. The daily walk is a form of exercise that builds the power of our lungs and heart and increases our endurance, an important aspect of strength. Hatha yoga is an important sub-yoga of power yoga. The most important practice of power yoga is the intentional performance of acts of creative love and wisdom that birth powerful manifestations of goodness in our environment. Now, that is power. Another good exercise in power yoga is the contemplation of the knot of wisdom to love in regards to the manifestation of power. The branch of power of the Essene tree of life is the child of the embrace of the branch of wisdom and the branch of love. It is that form of power that interests the Essene yogi, not false or perverted or misused power. Raising the raw power, the Indian yogis call it kundalini, from the base chakra up to the crown chakra, spiritualizing that raw power, then sending it back down to the base chakra to be used in powerful manifestations of goodness is another exercise of power yoga. That exercise is called chakra yoga and is a useful sub-yoga of several of the 14 primary yogas of Essene Yoga. Yeah, that was a power yoga class that I took. And I tried some of these crazy poses, and good thing I didn't get hurt. But wait until you get to hear about Yahshua's recommended Hatha yoga routine. That's in the beginning of this chapter 61. We just skipped it, but it's 16 poses that are very simple and safe, and they're just for spinal health and not any of this. But let me tell you, some of those poses in them classes were really juicy, though. They really help you, but standing on your head and all of that stuff, you could get an injury. So you kind of maybe want to be careful if you're thinking about joining a yoga class. Don't do the power yoga class first. That's what I did. I was in there almost dead. I wanted to remind you of what Yahshua said back in Wisdom Yoga. He told us that's verse 410 of this same chapter 61. He said, at every stage of life, wisdom within me advises selecting only asanas that are extremely unlikely to result in injury. Hatha yoga within wisdom yoga is safe and wisely sequenced, good for the body rather than dangerous or harmful. So, like I said, we'll get to Yahshua's recommended Hatha yoga routine after these 14 branches are all up here, and then you'll see for yourself. You'll be able to see how simple his poses are. And they're all about, like I said, spinal health and preparation for meditation. That's what this entire yoga system is all about, is to reach this samadhi, where the Nasareans call it suak. And that means smoothness of tranquility. And so this is the goal of the Essene Yoga, is to obtain Yah consciousness. And we heard what the Lady Christ said. It is the ecstatic living experience. Yah consciousness is the ecstatic living experience that is rooted in the awareness of what is always true, but not always realized. We are always centered in Yah. And the more you understand that, the more excited you be. I'm telling you. All right, guys, let me get out of here. Got that one down. We still got like 10 more to go. Oh, last thing I wanted to say was about this first triad. You see that the first triad, the three branches on the left, are wisdom, love, and their child power. So that's the three branches we've covered so far. Notice that those three forces correlate to three of the four bodies that make us human. The branch of power is the physical body, the branch of love is the feeling body, and the branch of wisdom is the thinking body. Those three bodies form the first three levels of the Essene pyramid diagram, starting at the base of the pyramid. The fourth level at the top of the Essene pyramid, soul or the spiritual body, correlates with the top center branch of the Essene tree of life. So that was the first one we read, the top center branch. It says that first triad of branches is clearly a triangular unit, and that triad is crowned by the center branch, the spiritual branch that is itself crowned by Yah. Thus I call the first triad the triad of the first creative trinity crowned in Yah. So that's the name of those four branches that we read so far. The three, wisdom, love, and power, and the center branch is the crown. All right, so we're going to start on the second triad of branches now. That'll be coming soon. Eternal life, holy work, and peace. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon.